Assalamu alaikum everyone. Hope you all are doing great. Talking about man-made wonders around the world, there are thousands of such examples where human craftsmanship transformed something into an undying historical heritage. Among these wonders, there are some masterpieces that resulted from decades of toil of millions of people. But dear friends, do you know about one such marvel, which is the largest man-made structure in human history to this date? And it did not take mere decades but centuries to get built. Today we are talking about the Great Wall of China. The Great Wall, which passes through 9 Chinese states, was constructed by 6 royal families with the help of 800,000 laborers over a period of 2000 years. In ancient times, China was divided into many smaller states. Every state had built huge walls around their cities to keep them safe. From 221 BC to 206 BC, the Qin dynasty rose to power in China. Under their rule, all these scattered states unified into one big empire. During his rule, the Emperor Qin Shi Huang of the Qin dynasty initiated the plan of building a grand wall by joining the borders of his states. For a start, the fortification of Qin, Nao, and Yan was joined in a system to build a giant wall that was almost 5,000 kilometers long. Its strength and size kept on increasing under the following emperors, but the major part of the wall was built from the 14th to 17th centuries by Ming dynasty. According to estimates, the Ming rulers built an 8,800-kilometer long wall. That way, the total duration of construction of Great Wall is 2,000 years. Initially, its length was estimated to be either 5,500 km or 6,200 km. Since it's not just a wall but rather a combination of many walls, in a 2012 archaeological survey, it was discovered that its total length was 13,171 miles. This means 21,196 kilometers. Lying along the north of China is the land of Mongols, Mongolia. In ancient times, Mongols nomadic raiders would often attack China and its neighboring regions. In 1234, the armies of Mongols defeated the Qin dynasty and started the Mongol Empire of China. They destroyed the Great Wall in the north and entered China. Never before in 14 centuries had the nomads of Gai Desert established an empire on such a vast area of land. Eventually, they were thrown out of China by Ming dynasty in 1368 and strengthened the northern wall again. In 1420, under the rule of Ming dynasty, the construction of the Great Wall of China was restarted. It was during that time when military fortresses, roads, and watchtowers for guards were also added to the wall to keep an eye on the enemy. According to experts, some 25,000 watchtowers were built, not necessarily equidistant from each other. The distance between two watchtowers is very little in some places, whereas in some other places it's more than 3 miles. These three-storied watchtowers had chambers on top of them to keep an eye on the enemy. These watchtowers were also used to relay signals from one tower to another. If some place got attacked by the enemy, a smoke signal was used to alert the other towers. According to research, signals could be sent as far as 620 miles from any tower. It is estimated that almost 800,000 people worked for its construction, and that included 300,000 soldiers and 500,000 commoners. The materials used in the construction of this masterpiece were sand, bricks, limestone, wood, and stone. However, at some points, rice attar is also used to gel the bricks together. According to another estimate, approximately 3.87 billion bricks were used in this project. It is pertinent to use that the invention of the wheelbarrow also took place in that era. Its foremost application was the construction of the Great Wall. The Great Wall of China could weigh around 58 million tons. The wall is 25 feet high in some places, while in others it goes as tall as 50 feet. It is 15 feet at broad in some places and 30 feet in others. To make the wall invincible around important strategic pathways against the attackers of barbaric nomads, some secondary walls were also built out of the main wall. After the Qin dynasty, Han, Ming, and Song dynasties also contributed to the construction and maintenance of the wall. The total expenditure in the construction of the Great Wall is estimated to be $95 billion. Emperor Qin Shi Huang is also known as a cruel ruler. Other than building the Great Wall and unifying China, Emperor Qin is also known for starting bronze coins, popularizing silk, standardizing the weights and measures, welding iron weapons and tools, digging a canal, and constructing many significant highways. The emperor passed an order in 213 BC, following which all the books except for the ones on agriculture and medicine were set on fire. Their writers, along with other scholars, were burnt alive. Hundreds of thousands of people were forcefully put into labor to build the Great Wall. Historians believe that Emperor Qin put every third citizen of his empire into forced labor for construction. Some 400,000 laborers were dreadfully expected to have died during the construction of the wall. For this reason, the Great Wall of China is also known as the longest graveyard of the world. Many interesting stories related to the Great Wall are in common knowledge. The most famous one is the claim that the Great Wall can be seen from the moon. This theory was first presented in an article published in the National Geographic magazine in 1925. In the article, it was claimed that this man-made wonder can be seen from the moon. The expert from NASA clarified that where it is possible to locate the region of the wall, but it is not possible to see it from such a great distance with the naked human eye. It was further stated that the Great Wall is without a doubt the only object that can be seen at 250 to 300 km in space. Another well-known story is related to the construction of the wall. It's rather a famous belief that the foundations of the Great Wall were laid on human bones, but there wasn't much evidence of its truth. However, human bones were found in some places, but researchers believe that they belong to the laborers who died during the construction work. Besides, many folk tales also circle around the Great Wall. One of them is the story of a girl named Ming. Ming sets off on a quest to search for his husband during the construction period, paving her way through harsh weather and an exhaustive journey. When she reaches the wall, she discovers that her husband is dead. The story goes that in her woe, Ming cried so much that a portion of the wall collapsed. This is a rather well-known story and many folk songs have been written about it, but that's just a story because this is not possible. The Great Wall extends from Hebei province in the east to Zhejiang in Gansu province in the west. This fortress-like wall stretches across mountains, plains, grasslands, and the Gobi Desert. A magnificent-looking pass is also situated in Jeyuguan. The Jeyuguan Pass and this part of the wall were built by the Ming Dynasty during 1539 to 1772. There is a famous story that involves this pass and a Chinese engineer. Through his calculations, the engineer estimated that total number of bricks needed for constructing the pass will be 99,999. The relevant authorities did not believe him at all, so they said that if his calculations differ even by a single brick, all the laborers will be put in prison for 3 years. However, a single brick got left behind after the construction was complete. Upon being asked by the authorities, the engineer replied rather calmly. He said that this brick was placed there by some supernatural entity or maybe some god, and that any attempt to move that brick would result in a collapse of the whole wall. Nobody dared to touch that brick after that, and it can still be found there. This masterpiece was included in UNESCO World Heritage Sites in 1987, and 20 years later, in 2007, the Great Wall was included in the list of 7 wonders of the modern world. But before that, during the Cultural Revolution from 1966 to 1976, the wall was badly damaged. The Chinese living in the areas near the wall took the bricks and stones from the wall to build their own houses. But the Chinese authorities got it repaired without any delays and brought it under government control. China and Japan battled a war on this wall in 1938, which is known as the Second Sino-Japanese War. This war also inflicted some serious blows to the wall. Although the main purpose behind constructing this wall was to protect China from the Mongol attacks, the last decades of the 20th century have seen it become a top tourist destination. The wall was opened to the world tourism for the first time in 1970. Each year, hundreds of thousands of tourists from around the world come to China to see the wall. According to a safe estimate, 10 million tourists visit the wall each year. The section of the wall passing by the capital Beijing is about 600 kilometers long. That's why Beijing is the most famous tourist point for wall tourists. It is worthwhile to know that many famous world leaders have also visited the wall. More than 2,500 people from around the world participate in a marathon annually held here. China reaps a revenue of about $15.5 billion from this tourism every year. Many great people have crossed these thousands of miles long stretches on foot. This feat was first achieved by American adventurer William Gill in 1908. He achieved this feat in 5 months. After that, some Chinese adventurers crossed the wall in 1985 and 1986. Other than that, a British traveler in 1987 and many others have walked the whole wall on foot. So how do you like this video about this grand man-made wonder? Please let us know in your comments. Friends, if you are interested in finding interesting information about the most ancient wonders of this world, like the pyramids of Egypt, do watch this amazing video by HR Word. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.